Some common questions that I would be asked as an immigrant are written down here. I'm just going to do a little Q&A. First off, the first question is, when did you move? I moved in 2009 in September. This was about a year before the trouble started in Egypt, so I would say that we were lucky to have moved before all these issues. We didn't really know about it, but we did expect conflicts and some issues to go down. Another question says, what caused you to move? What caused us to move? Well, compared to the United States, Egypt is truly low. It's in poor sanitation, it's very crowded. Most of the population is located around the Nile and mainly in the Delta. So you have around 80 million people in a country that is smaller than Texas, and only about 1/10 of that land area is actually used. So it was busy, it was dirty, and it wasn't safe. It was in the Middle East, so you have the conflicts. Although I did not experience them firsthand, they were present. People did acknowledge their danger, but we didn't always experience their danger. Do you miss your family and friends? Well, yes. Most of my family is still back home. My only family is just my brother and my parents. I do miss them, but I've learned to get accustomed. I've gained new friends, different friends with different cultures and different backgrounds and ethnicities. But I have to say I'm happy as of the moment. I do miss my friends, but you have to get used to it. Next question is, it says, what would you consider as push or pull factors? That could also relate to the second question, but specifically in the US, education is much better. So, for example, if an engineer were to get his degree from the US and come back to Egypt, the Egyptian places of work that hire engineers, they would approve of his degree because it's verified there. But if we switched the roles, an Egyptian engineer going to Egypt will have a much harder time getting a job because education there is not as I'm just gonna say bluntly, it's not as good. It's lower. People do not know what they teach as well as teachers here. Poor training. So education here is, although it might not be the best in the world, it is one of the best. Other factors would be good healthcare. Although taxes are expensive, not expensive, they're high, but it all pays off because they're good public school systems, much better than the ones compared to Egypt. There's good insurance. Even the streets in Egypt, they don't have signals that work. Compared to here, you have lanes, and so it's much different. And finally, do I have any final words? I do want to say that the move, at first I didn't realize how big it was, but as I continued and parted away from my family and my country, I realized that how big it was. It wasn't very difficult for me to get accustomed. I had already gained an understanding of the language in my home country, so language was not an issue. And a lot of the people here, you might hear that they aren't very accepting, but they are. They are. I was accepted into the country easily, and I made friends not even a year in my immigration. I do love my country, but I've enjoyed my stay here in Florida.